Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Tanvi Taneja, coming up in the next 30 minutes. India hosts the AI Impact Summit in New Delhi from today. Prime Minister Modi to inaugurate the India AI Impact Expo this evening stresses the importance of harnessing AI for human-centric progress. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu asserts Iran must dismantle nuclear capability ahead of the second round of Iran-US indirect talks due in Switzerland later this week. US President Donald Trump hails the Board of Peace, announces over $5 billion pledged by member states for reconstruction and humanitarian efforts in Gaza. British government announces consultation on online safety, including a possible social media ban for under 16s. Prime Minister Starmer seeks broader powers to regulate internet access. And in T20 World Cup, in a dominant display, India beat arch rivals Pakistan by 61 runs, secure the Super 8 spot. So New Delhi becomes the epicenter of global artificial intelligence dialogue as India hosts the 5-day India AI Impact Summit 2026 at Bharat Mandapam from today. The formal opening ceremony will be led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Thursday, that's 19th of February. Overall, the summit is set to bring together some of the most powerful voices in global governance, technology policy and innovation under one roof, making it a landmark moment in the international AI calendar.
New Delhi is set to host the India AI Impact Summit 2026 at Bharat Mandapam from February 16th to February 20th, placing India at the center of global AI discussions. As AI transforms key sectors, the summit positions India as a leading voice on governance and democratization. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the event with leaders including French President Emmanuel Macron and Brazil's President Lula da Silva attending the summit.
The summit itself is proving to be a very large event. We are expecting about at least 20 heads of state and heads of government. We are expecting leaders of about 7 or 8 international organizations, including the United Nations Secretary General. We are expecting ministers from about 45 countries and in addition representations all put together of close to 100 countries. In addition, we are expecting close to about 100 CEOs of important companies across the world and many other academicians and researchers and experts in the area of AI, including 2 Nobel laureates.
Moving beyond safety debates in earlier global meets, India's summit focuses on real-world impact, people, planet, and progress. Backed by the India AI mission, the aim is to show how AI can power inclusive growth, support farmers and businesses, and prepare youth for future jobs.
I think the key message that we want to send is that whatever happens with AI needs to be human-centric and inclusive. There needs to be democratic access to AI resources, and it needs to be done in a way that people and humans are in the center of this process. Moreover, I think we need to look at it as a huge positive impetus to the overall economy and the possibility of using AI or possibility of leveraging this technology to see growth across the world, across every part of the world, including India, including the rest of the global south.
Global tech leaders, including Microsoft President Brad Smith and Google DeepMind CEO Demis Hassabis, will participate, alongside representatives from OpenAI and Anthropic. Working groups will present proposals on AI commons and shared infrastructure. India will spotlight its push for sovereign AI, including indigenous language models and strategic sector applications. The summit seeks consensus on responsible and inclusive AI development.
So today, the Prime Minister will inaugurate the India AI Impact Expo 2026 at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. The India AI Impact Expo will be held alongside the India AI Impact Summit at Bharat Mandapam. Spread across 10 arenas, covering more than 70,000 square meters, the expo will bring together global tech firms, startups, academia and research institutions, union ministers, state governments and international partners. The expo will feature 13 country pavilions, including those from Australia, Japan, Russia and the UK. The expo will host over 300 curated exhibition pavilions and live demonstrations structured across 3 thematic chakras: people, planet and progress. In addition, the expo will feature over 600 high-potential startups, many of them building globally relevant and population-scale solutions. Welcoming people from all over the world to India for the India AI Impact Summit, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on social media platform X expressed pride over the summit. He said it shows the capability of the country's youth. The occasion is further proof that our country is progressing rapidly in the field of science and technology and is making an important contribution to global development. In a series of posts on X, Prime Minister Narendra Modi wrote, and I quote, "Bringing the world together to discuss AI. Starting today, India hosts the AI Impact Summit at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. I warmly welcome world leaders, captains of industry, innovators, policymakers, researchers and tech enthusiasts from across the world for this AI Impact Summit." The theme of the summit is Sarvajan Hitai, Sarvajan Sukhai. This translates to welfare for all, happiness for all, reflecting our shared commitment to harnessing artificial intelligence for human-centric progress. AI today is transforming several sectors, including healthcare, education, agriculture, governance and enterprise. The AI Impact Summit will enrich global discourse on diverse aspects of AI. These include innovation, collaboration, responsible use and more. I'm confident that the outcomes of the summit will help shape a future that is progressive, innovative and opportunity-driven. He further wrote, "Thanks to the 1.4 billion plus people of India, our nation stands at the forefront of the AI transformation. From digital public infrastructure to a vibrant startup ecosystem and cutting-edge research, our strides in AI reflect both ambition and responsibility." French President Emmanuel Macron is among the 20 world leaders attending the India AI Impact Summit this year in the national capital. During his 3-day visit, the visiting dignitary will engage in bilateral talks with Prime Minister Narendra Modi and jointly inaugurate the India-France Year of Innovation 2026. Our correspondent Akhilesh Suman has filed this report.
On 17th February, India and France will enter a new phase of cooperation in innovation. In Mumbai, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and French President Emmanuel Macron will jointly announce the launch of the India-France Year of Innovation 2026. During Prime Minister Modi's visit to France, both countries announced the Horizon 2047 roadmap. The India-France Year of Innovation 2026 will be part of that vision. Throughout the year, programs will be organized to promote innovation in defense, space, civil, nuclear energy, climate, digital technology, and emerging sectors. The initiative is expected to generate awareness and inspiration, especially among youth. The India-France Innovation Forum will be held in Mumbai on 17th February. Apart from Prime Minister Modi and President Macron, the forum will bring together business leaders, startup representatives, researchers and policymakers from both countries. To take the India-France Year of Innovation 2026 to the public, a special cultural program will also be organized at the historic Gateway of India in Mumbai on the 17th. The Year of Innovation particularly will focus on startup collaboration, joint research, higher education partnerships, artificial intelligence, green technologies, and next-generation digital technologies. At a time when the global order faces multiple challenges, this collaboration between India and France will signal positive and constructive engagement on the world stage. Akhilesh Suman's report for DD India from New Delhi.
So as we told you, the India AI Impact Summit 2026 has begun at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. It's bringing together policymakers, industry leaders, startup founders, academicians for a wide-ranging conversation on artificial intelligence. Founder of InfoEdge, Sanjeev Bhikchandani, spoke extensively about how AI is reshaping India's job market.
I think it's very good that the AI Summit is there because it gives a focus not just to the country, to the whole world on AI, which is a huge force, a huge emerging technology.
Adjunct Professor, Stanford University School of Medicine, Anurag Mairal, emphasized that AI is not just transforming industries, but also redefining the skills required in the workforce. He noted that while automation may replace certain repetitive roles,
India has an opportunity to create 10 million jobs that would be healthcare professionals that are AI native, that could bring healthcare closer to the last mile. I call it the first mile, to the homes and communities in rural areas and smaller cities.
Founder, Sampark Foundation and former CEO of HCL Technologies, Vineet Nair, said India is taking a leadership role in shaping how the world reimagines growth, innovation and opportunity through artificial intelligence.
India is leading the way in trying to reimagine the world with AI is a very interesting thought. So far, India has always been follower of technology, but right now India is trying to garner the world's attention on being the person articulating what AI use case for social impact should be. And therefore, this summit is very timely that it is, I think, going to change the vocabulary of India's participation in redefining AI and its social impact on citizens and how that can be of a big help.
On the defence front, India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will co-chair the 6th India-France Annual Defence Dialogue with Minister of the Armed Forces and Veterans Affairs of France, Catherine Vautrin, in Bengaluru on Tuesday. The meeting will review the entire gamut of bilateral defence cooperation with focus on expanding industrial collaboration. During the meeting, a defence cooperation agreement is expected to be renewed for another 10 years with an MOU on joint venture for manufacturing of hammer missiles likely to be signed in the presence of both defence ministers. An announcement is also expected with respect to reciprocal deployment of officers at the Indian Army and French Land Forces establishments. The two ministers are also expected to witness the virtual inauguration of H-125 light utility helicopter final assembly of Tata Airbus by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and French President Emmanuel Macron at Wemagal in Karnataka. The Bharat Ranbhumi Darshan expedition is underway as a tribute to the valor, sacrifice and enduring spirit of Indian Army's Regiment of Artillery. In Rajasthan, the team laid wreath at the Jaisalmer War Memorial and showcased the integration of artillery colours, Arjun tank and BMP with the Hilux. Thereafter, the team visited the Mayank Toyota for the servicing of all Hilux. The expedition team is travelling over 3,400 kilometres along India's western frontier, covering key border regions of Gujarat and Rajasthan, culminating the journey at the National War Memorial in New Delhi. During the journey, the team is revisiting historic battlefields, paying homage at the war memorials, interacting with villagers and veterans living along the border, reaffirming the nation's gratitude to its soldiers. Overall, the Bharat Ranbhumi Darshan expedition highlights the jointmanship among the Army, the Navy and the Border Security Force, honouring the sacrifices of India's war heroes and seeking to strengthen national unity and pride. We are heading into a short breather here on DD India Live. More international news coming on the other side. Stay with us.
Can the US launch a bombing campaign against Iran? The Philippines vessel suffered structural damage. The saga of child sexual abuse is the United States China's debt trap strategy. Truth is stranger than fiction. but sometimes hard to uncover. Trust us to tell the truth, unadulterated and pure, of every story that matters to you. You read between the lines, cut the clutter, and connect the dots to get you the full picture. Watch Connecting the Dots at these times with me, only on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I am Tanvi Taneja. US President Donald Trump has set a deadline for Iran as the US carrier Gerald Ford moves into position, warning of a very bad day if talks fail. Meanwhile, the first leaders' meeting of the new Gaza Board of Peace is set for Tuesday in Washington. Israel is now officially on the board, while other countries are still weighing whether to participate. We have a report.
Negotiations between the US and Iran are at a critical juncture, with Tuesday talks in Geneva occurring alongside a significant US military buildup in the West Asia. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that any deal between the United States and Iran must involve the removal of all enriched uranium from Iran as well as Tehran's ability to enrich more. Netanyahu said he's skeptical of a deal, but it must include enriched material leaving Iran.
I will not hide from you that I express my skepticism of any deal with Iran because, frankly, Iran is reliable on one thing. They lie and they cheat. But I said that if a deal is to be reached, it should have several components that we believe are important not only for the security of Israel, but for the security of the world. There shall be no enrichment capability, not stopping the enrichment process, but dismantle the equipment and the infrastructure that allows you to enrich in the first place.
Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi arrived in Geneva on Sunday as Washington and Tehran prepared for a second round of nuclear talks this week, with Iranian officials signaling openness to an agreement. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said that a U.S. delegation, including envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, would meet Iranian officials. While talks leading to the 2015 nuclear pact were multilateral, the current negotiations are confined to Iran and the United States, with Oman acting as the mediator. Meanwhile, the U.S. military is preparing for the possibility of sustained weeks-long operations against Iran. Trump has ordered a second aircraft carrier to the West Asia to increase pressure on Tehran. The first aircraft carrier, the USS Abraham Lincoln, and several guided missile destroyers arrived in the West Asia from Caribbean in January. Anamika Pandey's report for DD India.
Further, Donald Trump said that the Board of Peace member states will announce a pledge of more than $5 billion for reconstruction and humanitarian efforts in Gaza at an upcoming meeting on Thursday. In a post on Truth Social on Sunday, Trump wrote that member states have also committed thousands of personnel towards a UN-authorized stabilization force and local police in the Palestinian enclave. The US president also said that the first official meeting of the group will take place at the Donald Trump Institute of Peace. Delegations from more than 20 countries, including heads of state, are expected to attend. The board's creation was endorsed by United Nations Security Council resolution as part of the Trump administration's plan to end the conflict between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. Israel and Hamas agreed to the plan last year, with the ceasefire officially taking effect in October, although both sides have accused each other of repeatedly violating the ceasefire. Governments around the world are tightening rules on children's access to social media. The latest in the list is the United Kingdom. Its government is pledging to close loopholes in existing laws designed to protect children online. Australia and France have already passed these bills, while Spain, Greece and Slovenia have since said that they are planning such bans. However, tech giants are pushing back. The debate over teen social media use is only getting bigger. A report.
A global push to limit social media access to teenagers is gaining traction. From Europe to Asia, countries are eyeing stricter rules for users under 16. The move is driven by concerns over digital addiction, cyberbullying, the impact on mental health and other online harms. UK government is seeking to broader powers to regulate internet access. Prime Minister Starmer said no online platform will get a free pass on children's safety on the internet in new plans, adding that the move was initiated to protect children from fast-changing digital risk. The new powers are likely to lead to reduced parliamentary scrutiny of future curbs. Australia has already banned social media for under 16s with heavy fines for violations. France, Spain, Greece, Denmark and Norway are considering similar limits, while the European Parliament has called for EU-wide minimum age norms. In Asia, Malaysia is debating whether to enforce a social media ban for under 16s under its Online Safety Act. In India too, the issue has gained traction. The latest economic survey warned that digital addiction among both children and adults affects cognitive and social development. World's first landmark trial against Google's YouTube and Meta, the parent company of Instagram, is underway in California. The trial claims that the two social media companies intentionally addict and harm kids. The companies have denied the charges. They argue that banning teens from social media would only drive them to unregulated apps or dark web and warn of overreach. New research suggests that an overwhelming number of students check social media while studying, leading to procrastination and lower academic performance. As incidents of online harm rise, countries seem to be coming around to the view that the risk can no longer be ignored. Bureau Report, DD India.
India outclassed Pakistan by 61 runs in a high-voltage T20 World Cup clash at Colombo. The rivalry once again lived up to its billing in terms of intensity, but on the field, it turned into a one-sided affair as the defending champions produced a complete performance to storm into the Super 8 stage of the T20 World Cup. A fearless Ishan Kishan took the game away from Pakistan.
India hammered Pakistan to seal a dominant 61-run victory and book their place in the T20 World Cup Super 8 stage at the R. Premadasa Stadium on Sunday. On a tricky surface, Ishan Kishan merged power with finesse to play one of the finest knocks in an India-Pakistan World Cup clash, smashing a sensational 77. Pakistan's spin-heavy strategy brought early success as captain Salman Agha removed Abhishek Sharma in the first over, but Kishan soon turned the innings around, dismantling Pakistan's spinners. Even after a brief stutter in the middle overs, India's lower middle order ensured the momentum was maintained and the total was pushed well above par. In reply, Pakistan needed a strong power play to chase down 176, but the pursuit collapsed almost instantly. Hardik Pandya struck in the first over and Bumrah followed it up with a fiery spell that removed Sam Ayub and captain Salman Agha, reducing Pakistan to 13 for 3. The situation worsened when Akshar Patel rattled Babar Azam's stumps and Pakistan never recovered from that damage. Despite Usman Khan attempting a lone fight, Indian bowlers kept tightening the grip through the middle overs and Pakistan were eventually bowled out for 114 in 18 overs, making the marquee clash a one-sided contest. Jasprit Bumrah and Hardik Pandya led India's pace attack with 2 wickets each. Akshar Patel and Varun Chakravarti played key roles in the middle overs, applying pressure and picking up important breakthroughs, leading to Pakistan's collapse. The game also witnessed multiple records as Ishan Kishan shattered the record for fastest 50 by an Indian in an India-Pakistan World Cup match.
India's 175 for 7 became the highest team total in the history of India-Pakistan T20 World Cup matches. The win further strengthened India's dominance over Pakistan at the Men's T20 World Cup, extending their head-to-head to 8-1. It was also India's 6th consecutive T20I victory over their arch-rivals and their 16th straight win in ICC limited over tournaments. With this emphatic win, the defending champions have not only confirmed their Super 8 berth, but also sent a strong message to the rest of the teams in the tournament. Sports Desk, DD India.
So that's all for this edition of DD India Live. Do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. Connect with us on our different social media handles at DD India Live. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates on our DD India mobile app. The QR code on your screen right now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks ahead on DD India. I'm Tanvi Taneja from all of us here in New Delhi. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.